At the beginning of a day, you may see that the schedules are completely packed. There's no way we could get anybody else in to be seen today. Tomorrow, if we looked back to today, what we would see is that there's a lot of openings, and that's because of last-minute cancellations. What we wanted to know was there an ability to identify people ahead of time who are likely to not show up?
The important part of it for us from a clinical standpoint and from a leadership standpoint is to truly understand how can we staff our clinics appropriately, how can we be as fiscally responsible as possible with our human capital management, with our clinicians, our patient access, our technicians, and how can we better serve the patient? What works for the patients? Are there issues with days or times that maybe don't work as well, and can we have that information to help us better staff our clinics?
We've built what I would call like kind of a modeling framework, and so we have a version of it tuned for primary care, we have a version of it tuned for rehab. And so it really goes through and takes a bunch of information about the patient and the visit and how long it's out and all of that sort of stuff, and then predicts the likelihood that the patient would no-show or same-day cancel on that.
And so that was the intent, was to really look at identifying, are there variables that would help us in a little bit more strategic scheduling, and allow us to identify where we may have gaps within our schedule.
And so the intent of that model, or in that set of models, is that we can implement that in a manner where we can contact folks ahead of time that are of high likelihood to no-show or same-day cancel. Now we have a specific prediction window, so we're looking a few days out to say how close can we get there, so that it's still actionable. We've seen instances where it's really not that people flip, so then we call them and then they decide to show up. It's that they already knew they were going to cancel, or they already knew they had a conflict and we needed to get them into a different spot. And so we can better serve them in that manner, and then we have that spot open with enough lead time that we can get somebody else in there.
It gives us the opportunity to truly understand the therapeutic alliance between the clinician and the patient, and really have a conversation on the front end of, we feel like this would be beneficial to you as a patient, however, will that work for you? And really trying to drive that home, that if the patient can only come once a week, it may not be what we anticipated or expected or wanted, but we need to work within the confines of what that patient can do to still get them the best care that they possibly can.
Therapists enter rehab to help people, and to really work with people and help them in a time of need. And so it is a frustration to clinicians who, at their heart, really want to make an impact with people in a time of need, that they see people who can't get that care. And so, I see this tool really allowing our therapists to have a broader reach.
It's twofold. It helps create a better environment for our clinicians and patients, but it also makes us fiscally responsible and allows us to continue to push forward, as our clinicians are so passionate about living the mission of the Sisters and providing care to all of our patients.
Innovation is imperative to the changing climate, the changing culture that's going on all around us. And I've seen our team on the rehab side embrace that innovation. I've seen the benefits of working with our innovation partners within the ministry and being solution-oriented and making sure that we're not looking at old solutions for new problems. And so our innovation team has done a tremendous job at really helping keep rehab ahead of the curve.